Hey everybody, Gecko here, back with another daily, nightly, whenever, walk and talk. So, the first thing I want to do is show you something I did for this bearskin tactical hoodie that I bought. As you know, it comes with patches or patch beds for Velcro tactical patches on the sleeves. So I went ahead and ordered a couple of patches for my hiking and for when I do start the Appalachian Trail next year. So first and foremost, I have a Gecko's Trails logo patch. And then I also bought an Appalachian Trail patch. So I will be sporting these on the Appalachian Trail. And I'm probably going to go for a walk a little later, so I'll pull y'all back out. It has been sprinkling and raining a little bit, and I do have to do some running around, so hopefully later on tonight I'll be able to get out there and talk to you guys. So if not, I'll do it tomorrow. I've got my brother-in-law coming to get my old truck. He's gonna take it for me. He's the one that gave it to me, so he's kind of like getting it back. So until then, I'll put y'all away. All right, well, it's been a few days since I shot that video about my bearskin tactical hoodie. But oh, sorry. But I wanted to get it right. I shot a video yesterday, but I was rambling bad, so I deleted it and I'm gonna try it again. And just like yesterday, if the wind noise gets bad, I apologize. Once I get on trail, that's not going to be a problem. I did buy a Bluetooth microphone set with the little, furry covering for the mic. So it should cut out most of the wind noise. I haven't tested it yet, but I don't foresee any problems with it. And I'll go over that when I do a gearless video. I'll do one before I go to Colorado, which is in a week. A week from today, I will be on the road to Colorado, spend the night in Trinidad, and then do the 5-ish remaining hours on the 5th, which is when I have to be there. So it's really getting real now. So I put in vacation for today at work at Amazon. I had enough to do the full 10-hour shift, so I wanted to use it before I resigned, so I'm not leaving any vacation time that I might not get paid for. I don't know if they pay it out when somebody quits or not, but I didn't want to take that chance, so I went ahead and used it and my PTO. So my check this coming Wednesday is probably going to be around $400, because I did miss at least one day because of VTO, which is voluntary time off. We didn't really have all that much work to do, so they let some of us go, the ones that wanted to. And since all my bills are paid for the month, I'm not really requiring money. I mean, I would like to have some money stashed for when I go in case something happens on the way there, like it did last time when I blew that radiator hose outside of Amarillo. But having a new to me vehicle and having it been inspected for non-operation issues, by Carvana, I'm fairly confident that nothing will happen on the way, barring the unexpected, of course. So I'm gonna have probably about $1,000 saved to kind of provide that buffer financially. One unexpected thing, since my credit card is almost maxed out at $4,000, my minimum payment did go up to $131 a month. It was $40, so that's a significant increase. It might eat away a little tiny little bit of my YMCA earnings every other week, but not much at all. It should be fine. And once it gets paid down a little bit, the minimum payment will go back down. I think it's on a percentage scale. So so yeah, come morning, once my shift is over at Amazon, that I'm not currently attending because of my vacation, I will be submitting my resignation. And I'm taking this week to, go drop my stuff off at Goodwill that I'm not keeping. My wife is going to come by and pick up the stuff that she's taking, mainly books and that laptop that I have all the family photos on, and the board games that she was supposed to get anyway when we moved, but ended up at my place for the year. One of the board games is mine, but I'm going to let her hold on to it for me. It's Star Wars Monopoly, which oddly enough I've never opened. It's still brand new. And I do have an old 1977 VHS Star Wars board game, which I've never really played. It's more of a collector's item. It's beat up to hell. Nobody's probably going to want it. It'll probably end up getting thrown away, honestly. Or taken to Goodwill. Of course, with the box in such bad shape, they're probably not going to want it either. So I'll probably just throw it away. I think my wife and my eldest daughter have discussed my cat Muse, and I think my eldest daughter is going to take him. She just moved into a 2-bedroom apartment, which is weird because she doesn't have a roommate, and honestly I don't know how she's affording it, but apparently her rent's less than my wife's, and my wife has a 1-bedroom. So I don't know, unless she is getting her roommate and they just haven't moved in yet. I don't know, but she's gonna take him, and as long as she doesn't chase and attack her cat, which I don't think he will. I mean, he plays around, and she calls it bullying, but cats will play, and sometimes it gets a little rough. But anyway, if that happens, then my wife is going to take him, and she said she'd only take him for a year, so till next May, and then my wife will have to take him if I don't have him back, which I don't foresee happening, because next May I should be on the Appalachian Trail. So that's the deal with the cat. I want to have him out by Friday so I can go ahead and give the apartment a thorough cleaning before I leave Sunday morning, which I'm going to have to figure out how to get the apartment keys to the leasing staff, since I am leaving on Sunday. I'm going to have to talk to them probably Monday morning and see what they say. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But I'm hoping to leave at like 6 a.m. on Sunday, because it's going to be a 12-hour drive, and I will be stopping for gas and food and everything along the way, and to smoke cigarettes periodically, because I'm not smoking in my new car. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out like maybe a place, if I mean, they're not going to be open by then, but they may tell me a place to hide my keys that they can find. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But so that's basically what's going on with the apartment. That's what's going on with the job. My brother-in-law did come and get the white truck, so I no longer have it. Thank God. I was so sick and tired of that truck breaking down all the time. When our son got rid of the truck my brother-in-law got for him, he gave it back to him as well, and he's still working on it. It was a little Ford Ranger, but he's got it almost done, and he's thinking he might keep that little Ford Ranger as a spare vehicle. He has a big old Ford F-250 himself that he drives, but he said he would probably keep that one as a spare vehicle, and then I guess fix the one I have up and sell it, or give it to somebody else. I don't know. But anyway, it's no longer my problem. I signed over the title back to him, so now I'm just basically waiting this next week until I leave. And I think that this time going to Colorado is going to be a lot different from last time. I mean, last time, 3 years ago, we had just moved in to that 4-bedroom house over by work. We thought I was going to be making enough money to help out with the rent and everything by working at YMCA of the Rockies, but that did not turn out to be the case. So I was only there for a month before I had to come back and go to work for Amazon. So, but this time, last time I was leaving from a place where I had family living with me, my wife, my 2 daughters, and leaving them was like leaving home, And once I got to Colorado, I was very homesick. I was questioning why I was doing this, and I wanted to leave. I was very depressed. But this time, having lived in that apartment for a year by myself, I'm kind of used to living on my own now. I'm not leaving people per se. I mean, yeah, I'll be leaving the general area because my wife lives like 2 miles that way, and the girls live on the other side of town. But I never see them, and I rarely even ever talk to them. So the only real difference is going to be the geographical distance I'm going to be away from them. Not, the social distance, because I'm already socially distant from them. I mean, I text them occasionally. I'll talk to them on the phone. But, I do that with my mom, and I haven't lived with them for 30, 40 years. Well, more like 30 years. So I don't think it's going to be as emotionally stressful this time. Especially since this is the keystone of my goals for the next year, 2 years. You know, going and hiking the Appalachian Trail. This is going to get me on the trail. You know, all my bills are going to be taken care of by my VA disability check. So anything I make at YMCA of the Rockies, which is going to be about $1,000 a month, maybe a little more, since they have that dollar raise from last time. So I'll leave there having about $9,000. You know, $8,000 to $9,000. And then of course I you know, they have little monthly bonuses, like they kind of divvy up the tips that are given by all the guests amongst all the employees, in addition to their pay. And I don't think they have a season end bonus like some places do, but I could be wrong. I don't remember them talking about that, so I'm not counting on it. But still. So I'm going to get there. And yeah, it's going to be a little different. But, you know, it's going to be basically the same as living in my studio apartment. It's just going to be a little smaller. But I won't have to buy my own food. And I'm not having to pay rent. So I think this is going to be a good thing. I'm going to be able to meet new people, hopefully make new friends, which I have not been able to do here, really. You know, I had friends at work, but they were coworker friends, and you know, we didn't socialize outside of work, so they're not friends, you know. But hopefully I'll meet a couple of people working there that, you know, we can go out and hang out in town, you know, have a couple beers, whatever. Hell, I might find a lady friend or a guy friend and, you know, go out and have dinner, whatever, you know. We'll see. I'm not inhibited by any social and deterrents, or well, not deterrents, but limitations, I guess, since I mean, me and the wife are basically separated at this point, with no plans on having a romantic future going forward. So might as well just be single at this point, you know. Haven't lived together for a year. So yeah, single dude. Do whatever I want. I mean, she's always been free to do whatever she wants. That was our arrangement, being polyamorous. Which I had the freedom to do it too. I just never had the opportunity. So, and it was never really a priority for me. So anyway, looking forward to new experiences. Saving up the money to go hike the Appalachian Trail next year. The biggest barrier, I guess, would be that time between January 3rd and whenever I decide to get on trail. I'll have to find a place to be, you know, some place to stay. And right now I really don't have any options for that. I mean, I thought about going and staying at my mom's with my mom and my stepdad, but I called her just this past week, and my stepdad answered the phone, and I talked to him for a little bit, and then he tried to get my mom on the phone, and she was extremely confused on whether, you know, I was physically there. She thought I was physically there, and it took her like a minute before she realized, oh no, he's on the phone, which honestly didn't scare me, but it worries me. I mean, her dementia is progressing a lot faster than I knew. So, and once she got on the phone and was talking to me, I could tell that she was kind of distant and foggy, you know? So, I'm sure they're thinking that me staying there for, weeks or even a month or two would not be a good idea. But we'll talk about it as time progresses, and it may be that, I stay at the country house and they stay at the lake house during that time. I mean, I got a vehicle now that can go down those muddy ass country roads and hopefully not get stuck. But I don't know. I just have to see. And of course, I'll come back here and visit with the family here and probably stay with my wife a couple of days or whatever. She's not gonna want me to move back in for 1 or 2 months. So I don't really know what's gonna happen during that time. It could be that I decide to also hike the Lone Star Trail during that time, but that's only 8 to 10 days. That's not gonna be a couple of months. And of course, I won't have the option of like work for stay at a hostel because
Lap 1, 2713.
Sorry about that. Because the hiking season won't be started yet. I don't think. I mean, people start hiking early, so it may be that some hostels are open. I might be able to find a place to, work for stay. And it could be that they would be willing to let me park my vehicle there. I don't know. That would be something I would have to find out before I went there. If that wasn't the case, I would have to fly out there and see if they couldn't shuttle me to the hostel for a work for stay until I decide to get on trail to hike it. I don't know. I mean, there are possibilities beyond family. I just gotta look for them. I really don't want to start the trail in January or February because it's going to be freaking cold, like freezing. And I don't want to be camping in freezing weather if I can avoid it. Yeah, I may change my mind once I get there, or I don't know. I may change my mind and start early. I don't know. It'd be a way, because with the sheer number of people hiking the Appalachian Trail these past couple of years, you're not going to want to start in mid-March to April 1st if you can avoid it. So it may be that I decide to start my through hike a little early and just, plow through the cold, freezing days. We'll have to see, and kind of stay out of the middle of that bubble of hikers. But I don't want to hike alone either. I mean, yeah, during the day on the trail, you're gonna hike by yourself unless you're really close to somebody on the trail and they decide they want to hike with you. But usually it's just camping with the same people every night at the shelters, and having that sort of trail family. But I would like to have somebody I could actually hike with. Now, I'm not, I don't have to, And honestly, part of the hiking journey for me would be that time alone to kind of figure things out, you know, where my life is going in this world and what really matters to me and what I need to change, what I need to embrace. You know, there's a lot of soul searching that I'm gonna have to do while I'm on trail, given my current situation. You know, and you know, I just need to figure out where my place is in the world now, and what the future is going to hold for me, what I want to plan on doing. And you know, I'm going to go through as much of that as I can at YMCA of the Rockies as well. It's not just going to be something I'm going to be doing on trail. It's something that I'm going to be doing starting next week. You know, because you know, being here in San Marcos and Kyle area, this is still the family home for me. You know, I'm on my own now. You know, there's nobody really depending on me financially or otherwise. I mean, yeah, I'm there mentally and emotionally for the family if they need me. And sometimes they have needed me. You know, and I don't want that to change. They can always get a hold of me, call me, text me, email me, whatever, FaceTime me. I just won't be there physically. But if this past year's been any indication, they haven't really needed me to be there physically, you know. I mean, there was once I needed to take my wife to the ER. But other than that, they haven't needed me physically for anything for a year. So I'm fairly confident that, you know, they're not going to in the future either. You know, and if they do need somebody, they got their big brother and they have their mother. And the same with my wife. They have the girls. She has the girls and her son, which she had to go to the ER day before yesterday. And somehow my phone got put on silent. So, you know, I didn't hear any of the texts or phone calls come through. And her son ended up taking her to the ER. She wasn't there but for like 2 hours. She had some sort of allergic reaction and she was having a bit of trouble breathing. But we didn't know if that was from like an allergy or if she was just snoring really hard and a little flappy thing in the back of the throat got swelled up. Because that's happened to me before. So, but they're thinking it was an allergic reaction. She had some sort of like Indian food with curry and seafood in it. And her cat has been sleeping with her in the bed, and she's thinking that might have contributed to it. So she's made an appointment with the doctor tomorrow to kind of figure that out. But going forward, you know, this is going to be probably the best thing to happen to me in the past couple of years. You know, going back to YMCA of the Rockies to kind of be on my own by myself, you know, without other family members around to distract or worry me. I mean, I'll still worry about them. That's not going to change. But that will be in the back of my mind while I try to, you know, figure out what's coming forward in my life. So I can't wait for that, honestly. And I can't wait to be on trail. really. I have been wanting to through hike for more than 10 years now. You know, trying to get out on trail. This has been the first opportunity, me being single now and being responsible for just myself, that I've been able to put together a plan to be able to afford to go through hike a trail. So, you know, blessing in disguise, I guess. But we'll see how it goes. Now, probably tomorrow, I'm going to start my new seasonal work playlist and kind of introduce the situation with the seasonal job at the YMCA at the Rockies and start that new playlist. So, y'all have that to look forward to. And, you know, I still have a week. I may go out and hike somewhere once or twice before I leave. You know, kind of like a last hurrah on trail here before I leave. Probably at Purgatory Creek, natural area. I'll probably try to do. Oh, Happy Toad. Hello, Happy Toad. Hey, bud. Buddy boy. All right, sorry, I had to get a picture of him. And I remembered to not stop recording when I do it, like I did last time when I was on Purgatory Creek Natural Area Trail. So yeah, that's basically what's coming up. And that's what's happening right now. I'm in that transition period, work-wise. And, you know, trying to get everything out of the apartment. And once I get everything out of the apartment to Goodwill and to family, I'll be able to finally put what's left in my vehicle, the stuff that's going with me. I can't do that until I get everything else out. Because honestly, what I'm taking is a lot. A couple of big boxes, probably about a half a dozen or more small boxes, a little CD stand rack, tower rack, an end table, and some other stuff. Walking sticks, swords that I don't want to get rid of. I got rid of a lot of my swords and knives. To my oldest daughter's boyfriend. He collects them. The books that I just can't live without. And my writing and stuff. I am taking the TV with me as well. I don't know if I'll be able to hook it up in the dorm room, but we'll see. But I don't want to get rid of it, even if it has to stay in my truck the entire time. I mean, I'll take it in the apartment or in the dorm room with me. I just might not be able to hook it up, and then I'll put it back in my truck when I leave and take it with me. But anyway, that's pretty much the update. There's really not much going on other than moving, you know. Getting ready for the leap. I mean, this is going to be a leap. I'm going from somewhere where I have been safe and kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Stable. You know, I had a nice apartment. I had a decent job. I have a vehicle now, and I mean, if you want to be negative about it, I'm kind of throwing it all away to go chase a dream. You know, I'm giving up a home and I'm giving up a really good, well, not really good job, but a decent job. I mean, I was making almost $23 an hour, which in the place I'm going, I'm only going to be making $14 an hour, you know? So I'm going to be getting half the pay, basically. But, you know, I'm also cutting my bills in half. So it kind of works out. And I'm able to save for my dream, which is through hiking the Appalachian Trail. And I can do this seasonal work over and over and over. You know, the seasonal work and hiking, seasonal work and hiking over and over and again until I'm sick and tired of through hiking or can't do it anymore. And then I can, you know, do seasonal work until I find a place where I can maybe buy a little piece of land and put a tiny house or an RV on, or just get an RV and travel. But, you know, I'm going to have the bills that is going to be taken care of by my VA disability check. So I won't have any income besides that. So I will have to work. Now, I may be able to find a job that I can work from home, which means I can work from anywhere. Or I may have to do like my brother-in-law did when he was in California, have an RV and stay in an RV park while he worked. Now, I know somebody here at Amazon that's doing that right now. He bought an RV for like $700 and had a couple of minor things wrong with it. He fixed it up and he's living cheap now, you know, rent-wise. So, I mean, that's an option. So, I mean, going forward, you know, it's going to be the seasonal work and the hiking until it's not, and we'll figure out something to do then. I mean, hell, by then I might be of retirement age and just retire, live off Social Security, although that's not going to be much. Or try to upgrade my disability further and maybe get the 100%, and I'll be able to live on that. So who knows what the future beyond hiking is going to hold. But right now, I'm not focusing on that. Right now is seasonal work, hiking, seasonal work, hiking, or seasonal work, travel. Who knows? I mean, this is going to be my new lifestyle from now until it's not. You know? All right, well, I've kind of rambled on enough. There's not really anything beyond what I've already said going on. So, like I said, I'm going to start that new playlist for seasonal work. You know, be on the lookout for that. And there's a possibility I could go hike a couple of trails before I leave. And I'll post those videos as well. So, that having been said, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. We're actually sitting at 224 subscribers now. We have 2 new people amongst us, and you know, welcome to the family, you guys. And I'm glad you're here. And you honestly couldn't have joined at a better time with what's fixing to happen. The seasonal job, you know, hiking in the Rocky Mountain National Park, you know, going and hiking the Appalachian Trail next year. There's going to be a lot of good content coming in the next year. So y'all have that to look forward to. You know, go ahead and hit that like button. Swipe that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video to Gecko's Trails. And if you know somebody that likes through hiking, seasonal work, wants to learn more about seasonal work, or just likes, you know, camping and backpacking and that type of activities, you know, share the video, share the channel. The more the merrier. So, y'all stay safe and y'all stay sane. and get out and hike a trail. If you can't get out on a trail, find a green space or a nice neighborhood to walk in. Just get outside, breathe some fresh air, get some sunshine on your pasty skin. All right. Until next time, this is Gecko saying bye.